Hello guys, so today we are going to be discussing about themes in Fyne. So what we will do is we are going to create a theme selector whereby you can select either light theme, dark theme, or a custom theme, and then you can also maybe be able to change the font size of the application. So I have a very simple application here. We can run it. Then of course we'll also create a custom theme so that you can see how you can extend themes in Fyne. So this is the simple application I already have. So we're going to add our components. So here we have the app and the window and our content. So what I'm going to first create is I'm going to create the user preferences. I'm going to load the user preferences, and then we're going to define some functions. So we're going to say current font theme, font size current font size. So what is going to happen here is we're going to use the preferences API, which is found in Fyne. Of course you can come here and know about that. Of course this is the docs, and this is how you create a custom theme. You can come here, let's see, preferences API. Where is the preferences API? Yeah, this is the preferences API. This is the preference API that we're going to use to store our themes, but it only works while the application is running. So we're going to say app dot preferences dot float with fallback dot float with fallback float with fallback. Then I'm going to define the font size. So this is how it's going to be stored, the font size, and then it defaults to 14. And then I'm also going to create a variable for the current theme. The current theme is going to say app dot preferences dot string with fallback then I'm going to save it as theme, and then the default is going to be custom theme. Of course we will create that so that if we don't find this theme, we're going to display the custom theme, and then we're going to define our custom theme. But for now let's just forget about it for now. Or we can just add it. Let's add it, the custom theme. Then we're going to have to define it because we don't have it here. So we're just going to create a utils folder here, and then I'm going to say theme.go, and that's where we're going to define our custom theme. So when you look at the docs, you can come here to extending Fyne, and then we want to create a custom theme. You can see here when you're creating a custom theme, you're going to need the color, you're also going to need the font, you're also going to need the icon, then finally you're going to need the size. So we're going to define that. So our package utils, and then you're going to define type custom theme struct, then I'm going to say the font size, which is going to be a float 32. Then the first thing we're going to define is the color, as we've seen from the docs. So we are going to say funk. See, when you get the custom theme, we're going to define the color. We're going to have the name, find dot theme color name, and then the variant which is going to be Fyne dot theme variant, and then we're going to return color dot color. So what this is going to do is we're going to loop through the various components of your application, and then you define the specific colors. So for the colors, you're going to maybe define colors for the button, you can define colors for the background, you can define maybe the primary color for the entire application. So that's what you're going to do here. So we're going to switch the name, we just define there. So the first case, you're going to say theme dot color. We're going to define the color name. Background, we're going to define the background of the application, so that if of course the background, we are going to give it a color of color dot supposed to be color dot RGBA. Of course you can use any of these. So in your case, I want our background to be gray, so the R is going to be 30, the G is going to be 30, then 255. So this is gray. The next case, you're going to define the buttons. So you can say case theme dot color name button. I'm going to define the color for the buttons. You can copy this, and I want the buttons to be, you can say blue. So we're going to have 0, 1 to 2. Of course you can use the W3 Schools website to get these values. 1 to 2, 2, 5, 5, 2, 5, 5. Then you can also define the primary color for the application. You say theme dot color name primary. You can say maybe gold, any color you want. For the purpose of this video, we are going to use a gold primary. Then you can say 0. Then finally we can define our default. Default is going to return theme dot default theme dot color, the name, then we have the variant. So we've defined the color. The next thing we're going to define is the font for our custom theme. So we're going to have a font, see, for the custom theme, and then we're going to define the font. It's going to be the style, then it's going to be Fyne dot text style, find the text style. This is going to return a Fyne resource. So we're going to return theme dot default theme dot font. That's going to be the style that we have defined. The next thing we're going to define is the icon. Let's say the funk, say custom theme, and then we're going to define our icon, so that we have the name. Then it's going to be Fyne the theme icon name, and then this is also a Fyne dot resource, and then we're going to return theme dot default theme dot icon. Then we define the icon. And then finally, the last thing you're supposed to return is the size. So we're going to have a func for the custom theme. Then we're going to return the size. Then we're going to have the name, Fyne dot theme size name, and then it's going to be a float as we had seen in the docs. So we're going to switch name, and in the first condition we're going to say case whereby the theme dot size name text we're going to return font size, the font size that we've defined here. Going to return that, otherwise the default is going to return theme dot default size name, default size name. Yes, so that's, and then after adding this, you're going to return the default, and we have defined our custom theme. So we can go back to our main application, and then we're going to come here and define our custom theme, which is going to be utils. You're going to call utils, that is what we have just created, utils, and then we're going to define our font size. Going to define our font size, sorry, utils dot custom theme, then we're going to define our font size, which is going to default to current font size. So we have defined our variables. Now we can apply these themes because we have stored them in this preferences API. We can now apply them. So we're going to do a switch of the current theme. So in the current theme, we're going to have three themes. We're going to have the dark mode, the light mode, and the custom mode. So here the current theme, we're going to have the case whereby it's going to be light. If it's going to be light, I'm going to say app dot settings dot set theme. Now we're going to set the theme. So first to set the theme, previously you could have maybe done Fyne dot dark, I think it was dark theme. No, it was theme, not dark theme, but this one was deprecated. So for us to apply the dark theme and the light theme on this application, we need to define another variant. So you can come here and say type theme variant. As you can see, it is deprecated. Yeah, you can define our theme variant. Then we have the struct. You can say Fyne.theme, Fyne.theme. Then we're going to return the variant. Which is going to say Fyne.theme variant. Then you're also going to define our color because you're creating like a custom theme here. Going to say F, which is going to be the theme variant. Going to define the color. Then I'm going to say name, which is going to be Fyne.theme color name. Then we're going to return the Fyne.theme variant. Then of course it's going to return a color. Going to return a color for us, and then we're going to return Fyne f.theme, Fyne.theme.color. Then we're going to provide the name, and then f.variant. So when you're setting the theme here, you're going to say theme variant, and then we're going to supply the theme, which is going to be theme dot default theme. Then we supply the variant is going to be theme dot variant light, as for the light mode. So far we've created two custom. We have extended created a custom theme, and here we are creating another custom theme for the dark mode and light mode. So another case is going to be just going to copy that, and then I'm going to say that I'm going to add this and say this is going to be dark, and then here's going to be default theme dot variant dark. Then it's going to be for the dark mode. And then for the default, we're just going to use the custom theme. So we're going to say app dot settings dot set theme to custom theme. So that's how we define our various theme. The theme, I'm going to be switching between light, dark, and the custom theme, because the custom theme is going to be the default. Now we want to display these settings so that we can be able to see them in action. So we're going to have a button show settings button. It's going to be a function. It's going to be a function, and then you're going to have a theme selector. Theme select for selecting the theme, which is going to be a widget. Just new select. Then we're going to have, of course, string. Then we're going to have light. We're going to have dark, and then finally we can have the custom. And then we're going to have a function here of selected. So it's going to be a string, and then we're going to return that. Oh, this is not supposed to be here. This should be here. Yes. So what will happen here? We're going to also switch the selected so that we can match all these settings here. So that you can match these settings. You can just copy this because they're somehow alike. Just copy that. Then we come and put this. But remember, we had stored all this in the preferences, so we're just going to grab them. So app dot preferences dot set string of theme to light. Now remember, we have saved them here. The theme, the current is going to, we're going to save it as theme, and then the font size sent as font size. So to grab them, we're going to update this theme because initially it is custom, but then now when it is light, we're going to change this from custom to light. The same thing we can do to the dark. So we're going to copy that, then we're going to change this to dark where it is stored, and then finally this one we're going to change this to custom, the custom theme. Then theme select, we're going to come here and say theme select dot set selected to current theme, the current theme. So this is the submit button. Then we're going to define a slider, font size selector, font size slider, Then we're going to say here font size slider for selecting various slides. Then we're going to say widget, that new slider. Then we're going to set it between 10 and 24. Then we're going to say font size slider dot set value to current font size. The current font size, of course, we've already defined them here. And then when it changes, we need to also be able to update. So we can come here and define the font size label so that we can know the size that we've selected. Font size label is going to be widget, new label. Then we want to display the text of font size, and then we see the size. So we can just format the string using sprintf, and then we can say here font size, then we can format it because it's a float. Then we're going to get the current font size. Then when the slider is changing, this slide is changing, we need to be able to update it in real time. So we're going to use font size slider dot onChange. We're going to add an unchanged handler, which is definitely a function of size, which is float, font size and float, so that when it changes, we're going to update the current theme. The current theme, of course, the font size, which is going to be equal to float 32 size, current theme dot font size. It should be custom theme, maybe not custom theme. Yeah, the custom theme that we have defined here, because this what accepts a font size. So the font size is going to be the size that we have added, and then we also need to update the preferences. Because it's stored as a font size, so set theme to custom theme. And then the label, we also need to update the label, font size label, let's set text to fmt dot sprintf. Going to update the font size, then we're going to supply the size that we have selected, and then we finally update the preferences of the font size that we have defined earlier. The font size to be a float of 64-bit size. So after we have moved our slider to select the font size, it should be updated in the preferences here for the font size, because the default one is 14. So we have defined how they're going to look. Then now we can come and start displaying them. So we have our content here initially. We can just say a settings button, settings button. It's going to be a widget, that new button. We can new button, because we have the label here, and just say settings, and then we're going to have a function here. The function is going to show settings button. the one that we have created here. This was the UI, and then now we can display this. Let's see how it looks like. Settings button. Let us run this and see how it looks like. Yeah, that is how it looks like, but we don't want it to be like this because it's too big. So now we can format it, and we can add let's try and format it so that it looks better, because it's now covering the entire application. So we can maybe add a VBox here. Can add a VBox. Then we say container dot new VBox. Then for the VBox, we're going to first display the settings button. I'm going to display the settings button. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how they are. This is how it looks. The settings button, but it's not displaying. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Oh, sorry, I have forgotten to include all this into its own. We should have this to display it, so we can have not displayed the dialog. Sorry, it's supposed to be a dialog here. We can say content is going to be a container dot new grid with columns. I want it to have around two columns so that we're going to display a widget dot new label, and then I'm going to say theme, and then I'm going to say theme select, then after the theme select, I also want to display the font size. So widget dot new label font size, then I'm going to display the font slider, then the font label, and the font label, and then now we're going to display all this. Then we have to display all this using dialog dot show custom settings. It's going to be close. Then you can display the content with the window. Let's run this and see how it looks like. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look like. So when you click settings, it should display this. You can select light, dark, custom, font size. Yeah, as you can see, when you increase it, it's increasing. So that is how you set that up. And then now we come back here, and you can see here we are storing the themes, and you're also storing the font size. And then increase the font size, it changes, and then when you increase the other one, it's also changing. The settings, theme variant, default theme, variant light, and that preference here that sets stream to theme. dark. Then with the font size slider, it's also increasing and it's updating in real time. So guys, that's how you set up your custom themes. As you can, I can do a recap now. You can see our application is working fine. You can change, click the settings, and you can change this. Of course, this is the custom theme. Then you can see all this. The font size is increasing. Well, and then one last thing, I've noticed that this thing is not working as it should, because the dark theme, the current theme is is custom, but when you change it, it's not changing. So I don't know what's wrong. Right, let's try doing this. Oh, sorry, you see here it's L capital. Okay, I can just change this back to capital D, then we can test it again. It's supposed to be L capital instead of small capital, so that case is not being found by this switch statement. So you can select that, you can select light, you can select dark, you can select custom. As it said, the colors are going to be blue. So guys, I think we can stop there for today. And just a quick recap, we created a very simple application. This custom theme is used for setting the dark mode and the light mode, because the default one is deprecated. And then we also created another theme here for extending our theme. Of course, the creating the custom theme, then finally we added some font size, and then we are storing this using the preferences API, so that once the appearance, when you change, it can be stored. So thanks very much for watching. Hoping to see you in the next video.